this one, this one here, and this one as well are the only GTA titles I played. And today we're talking about the new one, GTA 6, and you can convince me, or you maybe don't need to convince me about the game and how good it will be. So let's get into it.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Did a Rockstar Games employee just leak details on Grand Theft Auto 6? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video today, and a whole lot more. So this all started just about 24 hours ago when reports of a Rockstar Games employee started making some interesting posts about Grand Theft Auto 6. I first discovered this because a user Vice Y City made a post that said nothing.
To be honest, I think this is the GTA 6 footage, gameplay footage, and it looks really good. I only saw the trailer, as mentioned before, but this looks very smooth, almost quite of realistic. Maybe not so polished, but it looks good. I'm not a fan of realistic, kind of like in our time games, but still you have to acknowledge when something looks good.
Special, but thought it would be interesting to post it here. His name is Lin Sihai, and he is a senior material artist. And what he did is he went on a popular social media app in Asian countries and basically started giving away details on Grand Theft Auto 6. And to sort of prove that he was a Rockstar Games employee or a developer, he ended up posting this picture right here along with a handful of others. You guys can see that he has some Rockstar Games merch, including a shirt, stickers, hat, and I'm not sure what the little board at the top is with all the Rockstar Games sort of stickers in a collage all together. The one thing that's interesting and actually sparked a lot of different conversation was the Rockstar Games notebook with the barcode at the bottom. A lot of people thought that this was like a serial number given to this specific employee, and if any of that information got out, they'd be able to track it to whoever leaked it. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure this is just a notebook given to all Rockstar Games employees, which is about the only thing here I don't recognize. Everything else is pretty much just merchandise that everyone can get their hands on. And the other picture that was posted,
yeah, that's true. Like, you never know if that employer is just, if he is an employer, first of all, and then, of course, you can get all those things. So you never know, but let's just assume this person is real and is working at Rockstar Gaming.
Is this Rockstar Games tote that has sort of the Rockstar Games font and logo, and it says, "Say sorry, be nice." And if you guys are wondering about that canvas bag, why it says "Say sorry, be nice," that's definitely a reference to Midnight Club 1, which is another Rockstar Games title. There's a billboard in there that says "Say sorry, be nice." So that's kind of a cool piece of merch, and if you understand where that reference came from, it's pretty cool as well. And if we actually take a look at his LinkedIn page as well, you can see that he is a senior material artist at Rockstar Games, located in Edinburgh, Scotland, United Kingdom. And his official page even has the Grand Theft Auto 6 artwork and logo as his banner. And he's been working at Rockstar Games since October 2023, so only for about 6 months. Before that, working at PlayStation, and before that, working at Ubisoft.
So in general, you can say he is experienced in the gaming industry, if that is true. So he still maybe knows how to present information and how to maybe even manipulate. But again, I'm not assuming that. I'm still thinking that is real information. Let's get into it.
So he's been in the video game industry for a long time, but only been working at Rockstar for a couple of months. And you would think that someone like this would be at least afraid or aware or knowledgeable of the non-disclosure agreement they probably signed and wouldn't be able to share this sort of information.
By the way, in the trailer and even here, this town looks very much, and I know I am, you can correct me. It looks a little bit like Miami, right? And I was in Miami. Miami is my favorite city in the US because I'm a basketball fan and I like the Miami Heat. I visited Miami, and just because of that fact, I'm almost 100% have to play that game, right? But it really looks like that. It looks good. I quite of enjoy it, and it feels already, even though the game is not out yet, it feels alive. The city lives, is breathing. The cars are moving. Some people are moving. That's better than some of those, early access games that kind of try to look alive, like, Power, I'm looking at you, or Enshrouded. Even though Enshrouded, you're past the test.
Or they're so new in the process that they don't understand not being able to share this info. But I would assume all those years at Ubisoft, you would have to essentially, sign the same kind of NDAs that would prevent you from saying any of this information.
Or you just want to be important for a moment, right? But I guess the other point is a little bit more like, what you can say and what you're not allowed to say, or you don't care and you just tell it because you already know you will lose the job probably, or maybe you kind of just there for the time working on this project, right?
All just a little bit confusing. So just right off the bat with the merchandise that's been shown, a lot of that you can actually get. You don't have to be a Rockstar Games employee. The notebook thing is interesting, but I don't think it's enough to really throw things over the edge. But it is still something to think about and consider. Now, all of these comments have been translated via Google Translate because they were done in another language. So that is going to make things a little bit interesting. So you'll just have to be careful and follow along. And one of the first things he says is just how awesome this project of Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. Going on to say, I can't say anything, but I swear this is the most powerful and awesome project I have ever seen in my 10 years of working in AAA games.
Yeah. And what does it say? It's just a opinion. It's very subjective, kind of, right? It can mean he loves it, but the game is garbage, or it can be even better. There's nothing he's not allowed to say, right? I don't think so. I don't think the NDA says like you can't use adjectives for explaining something about your work, because this is the only thing that he's saying. He's saying that on the thing that he is working, that this thing is really great. That's all. And that's his opinion, right?
And that's essentially the same thing that Rockstar Games has said about Grand Theft Auto 6. Remember, the only official statement they've provided is Grand Theft Auto 6 heads to the state of Leonida, home to the neon-soaked streets of Vice City and beyond, in the biggest, most immersive evolution of the Grand Theft Auto series yet, coming 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S.
Here, I want to just say something that I heard because one of my friends told me about it, that why it's only coming on consoles and not on computer first, or similarly, is because the producer or the manager or I don't know who that was, but some in the higher echelons of this company said PC is not lucrative enough. PC is kind of like, you can buy that game like 3 months later under like a 20% sale, 30% sale, so that's not lucrative. What the hell? Like, I don't get it. Like, now you get punished because you have a PC. I hope they change it, or it comes out really quick for PC. Otherwise, that's a bad move. And now imagine this game gets not the best score or rating, or people don't like it. Then we have a lot of negativity towards this game, like Suicide Squad, like Skulls and Bones, and all the other triple, quadruple A games. I don't know. It can be dangerous, right? That's just me thinking.
Now, in some similar posts, he stated that the main team working on GTA 6 is still Rockstar North and the other studios are helping out. He also says that all of the game's assets have been completed, and he remains confident that GTA 6 can run at 60 FPS on PS5, although he's not sure about it running that way at 2K or...
Just a small note. Look at that, Dragon's Dogma 2. You can do it on PS5. Damn, why doesn't it have 60 FPS on PlayStation? I don't mind because I will play it on PC, Dragon's Dogma. But anyways, it's possible.
1440p and only at 1080p. So you can see here that he really isn't giving away a ton of specific details other than just, impressive things about the game, that it's impressive, it's advanced, that the game's assets have been completed, which to us, the fans, doesn't mean much. That's pretty much a behind the scenes thing, and that they kind of remain confident it can run at 60 FPS on console, which is something we haven't really seen except for the advanced versions of GTA 5. We've never seen it with a original release version of a Rockstar Games title on console.
The gameplay and I'd say the traffic rules, they look smooth. They look good. Damn. Well, I'm more and more leaning towards trying out that game, and probably a lot of people, I hope, can tell me about GTA 5 and how they enjoyed it, and you can convince me even more, right?
It wasn't that way for GTA 5, GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, so this would certainly be a first for GTA 6. So this is pretty interesting because I thought most Rockstar developers couldn't mention really anything about GTA 6. As you guys saw earlier, he worked at Sony and Ubisoft, and he stated that this game will be far better than The Last of Us 2, which, even though The Last of Us 2 is in a completely different sort of category to type of game to what Grand Theft Auto is, it is one of the best games of all time, from its storytelling to its gameplay. So for it to be compared to that is already incredible. He also mentioned that the working environment of Rockstar is not as high pressure as most people imagine.
I think for me, the story will be the thing that decides if the game is interesting to me. Because I think I personally will lose interest in this open free world, and I don't know what to do. But maybe they kind of develop something in the open world that keeps you playing and gives you missions or give you a kind of like a direction what to do. Otherwise, me personally, I would struggle with that. So the main story, I hope, brings me to the open world where I still get a little bit of hand-holding what to do. But that's just me as an inexperienced guy that never played GTA 5 or something. Plus, maybe it changes when I play it, right? But that's my first thought.
Which is interesting considering the recent news that Rockstar Games is going to be requiring all of its employees to return to the office 5 days a week. So having him say that is kind of interesting. And he did say that most of the developers usually get off of work at 4 o'clock. And he said for the recent return to office policy that it doesn't really affect him personally. So even though this doesn't tell us much in terms of specifics, which is why I think this leak might end up being real, because maybe the developer in question was saying, everything I'm saying isn't specific enough to get me in trouble, but it is just an overall confidence booster, sort of doubling down on what Rockstar has already told us about the game, what their parent company, Take-Two Interactive, expects from Rockstar in terms of perfection. It really does look like we're going to be getting an amazing product here that's going to be pushing the limits of the current generation consoles. And that's kind of interesting timing about the 60 FPS on PlayStation 5, because we're already hearing reports that Sony wants to have the PlayStation 5 Pro out to align with the release of GTA 6. And
first of all, that's a good move, probably. A little bit of money. Second of all, a little detail that I enjoy is seeing your character driving and seeing it kind of like he moves the steering wheel and moves a little bit with the direction of the left or right. That's cool. That gives you more of an immersion, right, to the game, to the character, because usually those games kind of have like those two sections. One section is where you run around in your character and perform actions, shoot, run, stuff like that. And then you have the second portion where you're like kind of the car. The car is your character. And you can't really, I would say, you can't really immerse or feel like the car, right? There is no emotion transmitted through it.
That might be because Rockstar really wants to push 60 FPS, and that might only be able to be accomplished on a more advanced Sony console. So they might be working in tandem here. There's a lot of interesting things that will be unearthed and revealed over the next couple of weeks and over the next couple of months if Rockstar decides to give us some more details here. But I will leave links to all this in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out for yourself. And do you think this Grand Theft Auto 6 Rockstar Games developer and employee is legit? And what do you think about them basically like leaking a little bit of GTA 6 news? I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below, so let me know what you're thinking down there.
All right, first of all, the news were not very like big or anything exciting or maybe dangerous to tell. Second of all, in another video, I heard that Rockstar is usually never give too much or is never giving too much information. So you're kind of in the dark and you get surprised by the end result. So I guess they didn't state anything here that is precise in information. That's why it's just a leak. So you kind of have, I think, you don't forget about GTA. Even for me now, I'm kind of like in the information circle from GTA. So in general, it looks good, interesting. I will keep an eye on it, even though it's not my kind of game, but it made me curious. But what about you guys? Let me know what you think. Maybe you can teach me something. Maybe you can explain something to me. And I see you in the next one. Peace out.